this is Lucy and welcome to another Fallout 76 Building 101 episode. This episode is part 2 of the Barndominium. I'm going to show you today what this building looks like made from different materials and a few different ideas for how to lay out the space and decorate. There will be cuts in this video because I'm not going to make you watch me swapping out every wall because that would be rather tedious. So let's make a start. The first thing I'm going to do is actually put wallpaper on all of these walls. You may have noticed, especially when you're doing conduits and power, that if you put your wallpaper on after you've placed them, it will actually remove them. So I'm just going to use this default grey to start with, which is what I used for the camp tour. So I have wallpapered the interior. I've chosen this dark blue, which is the same as the colour upstairs, to add a bit of contrast to the living area and to highlight that wall. I think the first thing I'm going to do is change all these walls to wood. Obviously not the glass ones, but just the brick, so you can see what it looks like. Oops. You can obviously change the walls at any point that you want. Even with the door in, it doesn't make any difference. You don't have to take doors out or anything. Obviously getting the right piece helps. There's only one style of window on the wood piece. So I've had a quick run round and it looks like I got all the pieces. Yeah, I had to do that twice. This is the wood. There are advantages and disadvantages. Obviously the windows are all the same, so you can't get a different window. The wood breaks more easily than the brick, so your camp will take more damage from enemies. But I do like the wood. I like the shutters, and if you're not already aware, and I have shown you before, but if you're new to my channel, you can actually put locks on shutters, which I think is a sweet little detail. I don't find Bethesda generally detail orientated, but I do like that detail. So it gives you a different look. It also means if you don't have the brick plans, if you're a low level character, you can still build this building. From a point of view of budget, at the moment, build budget, obviously I did put a lot of decoration in this camp, but I still have quite a lot of build budget left. I think I originally built this camp on Nora when she was about level 14, so you can still have a cool camp at low level. It sort of looks more like a barn to me in the wood, but I prefer the brick for this build. I haven't tried the new contemporary, so I'm going to quickly change it to that now, and we can see what that looks like. So here it is with the contemporary, and I actually quite like it. I think that it looks like a schoolhouse to me now. So you can put whatever backstory you want in. The contemporary set only has these single style windows, but the one thing that we all loved and bought it for was the small windows and the half piece, so I've actually put one in the bathroom. I think I will keep it like this for the rest of the decoration, and as it's getting a bit dark now, I will be back in the morning to carry on with that. So we're back and it's another beautiful morning, and I'm going to start decorating. I think the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do the power conduits and the generator. I have blueprinted quite a few things. The top one isn't quite straight, but I blueprinted this stack while they were wired together, and it seems to have kept the wiring. I'm just going to stick this in this corner. I always try and hide the conduits as best I can, the power connectors. It's not always possible. What I did with this one was I tried to run them up by the windows here on this side, so they weren't visible from the road. Like this. You will find that wires will not go as far on vertical power connectors because of the sag, I guess, of the wire. I did also need to pass one up here for the outside porch light and the bedroom lights. These ones will, on an overlap like this, sort of disappear into the roof. Which helps you hide them. And unfortunately I needed to pass one over here. I did try taking the roof off and putting it on top of the wall, but it would not let me put the roof back on afterwards. So unfortunately we had to have this one. Poking up through the roof. Which annoyed me, but either that or I draped them all the way across the back. The back balcony, which I didn't want. Right, okay. Right, hopefully now we should be able to put lights up. I did try and make use of spots in this building. I put one up here to these spots can be very tricky. As you can see, it's wanting to kind of pull up. So I'm going to try here again. It might be worth remembering that you can push things away from you by holding down the A button and the left stick. If you want to split this up, I have in previous builds put walls here, so you can have it more like a traditional house. I find the best place to put the walls is, obviously I would double wall this. If you do it like this, you can sort of enclose your staircase. I did once try putting a fireplace through the middle and having a double-sided fireplace, which was quite effective, except I wasn't quite happy with how it came out of the roof, but it's always an option if you want something different. Obviously I have a lot of Atom Store items. I do like these red downlighters. Sometimes you have to be careful when placing lights that it looks lined up from one angle but it's not from another, but I think that has worked. For my kitchens I quite often use these track lights. And because they're five lights, it's fairly easy to centre them up. Just centre the middle one on a beam. Do it on this beam. I will put the pillars back. I must admit, it does generally take me a lot longer to decorate than it does to build. I think it's the positioning sometimes and getting the colours, and there are obviously a lot more pieces. I use bookcases a lot, not just for putting things on, but also as room dividers. In the build I'm working on at the moment, I have used them in an interesting way, and hopefully you'll see that next week. I've managed to do my bay window. I also have a lot of different bookcases. I have two together here. And that is how you create the room divider for the kitchen area. The seating area was quite simple. I used the red fire in the corner. I guess I tend to think about who would live in a house like this, which, if you're old enough, you might remember a TV show that had that tagline. I try and put the fires in before I put the rugs in, because obviously things get attached to rugs. I think this would be the sort of house that young professionals would live in. That was kind of my idea behind it. My throat, sorry, my throat's not great this morning. I think it's the cold. I will skip ahead a little bit now, I think, and just highlight different things as I go. For the reading nook, I used the chest which came with the last season run. It was near the beginning. The globe was an Atom shop purchase some time ago, as with the succulents. I've used cacti and succulents on the floor here. This is the overseer's chair. I think you get that from Nuclear Winter. Red rocket lamp. Up here I put the game board. I do have somewhere I do have the newer game board, which is huge. Though I can't actually see it. How peculiar. I assumed it would be on the same tab as that, but... oh, there it is. Yeah, I did consider putting it up here, but I just find it too big, to be honest, for my tastes anyway. You may remember from the tiny house that I made some little decor sets to speed up decorating, and I used one here, this one. So this is this side done. I used this Mr. Handy poster here. I prefer to use the ones with the lights that hang over rather than the ones that you actually have to pass a conduit to. I don't know if anybody uses them. I mean, they might be useful. They're not. I don't find them useful for walls, because trying to pass a conduit through seems a bit. Whereas these run off ambient electricity. For this area here, I did actually change the rug up. I decided to try this rug instead. These chairs, I think Those weren't the chairs I planned to put down, but they look okay, so I'll leave them. I love this Chesterfield. It came from the Atom store recently. This lamp has got a Siamese fighting fish in it. A Betta splendens. Yes, I'm a fish nerd. They do normally live in small tanks, and they have to live on their own because otherwise they kill each other, so yeah. No real fish were harmed in the making of this video, just to be clear. Lighting is really important. As you can see, it's getting dark outside. I did tell you it takes me a long time to decorate. This floor lamp is my favourite. It was actually a freebie in the Atom store, so yeah, there we go. Doesn't always have to cost money. But yeah, having Fallout First has helped significantly with the free atoms. I've also added a rug here over this side. I thought it needed a little more. So onto the kitchen, I guess. I used the cabinets. They're all stash boxes as well. I used these cabinets for the kitchen. Oops. And I used this as a dresser, and I did put items on it. I'll just show you, I will remind you how to do that. I've never put items on this cabinet before. It's a bit trickier than a normal shelf. Yeah, there is a reason I'm jumping up on the roof. To get items onto these shelves, you need to stack everything up on top, and it's just easier if I can look down on it. Which is a bit like real life, because I'm only actually 5'2", so... I kind of decided that this toolbox was about the right size for the bottom shelf. It is important that you get things straight. Might try this on top of it. This is an experiment, but you know, this on top of it. I didn't overdo it, mainly because it was... Don't know what the difference between these two is, really just the colour, I think. And what you do, I mean obviously if you want to stack things much higher, that's fine. So you find an area in your camp where the object passes through the ground, and I happen to know there is one here, but it stays green. And when you release it, the items will start to pull through. The cabinet. It's because the cabinet is repositioning at the top of the ground, but the objects you placed on it are staying in the same place. It's always tricky to get the last bit because you don't want to come too low. So I could have done with pushing that a bit further back, I think. But from the point of view of verticality, if that's a word, it seems to work. If I selected the blue cooler box now, it would go back to the top of the... And if I then tried to do that again with the blue cooler box on top and these here, they would actually sink through lower into the drawers, I guess. Go back a little bit further. That's about as far back as it will go. I used these two. You can use the longer one. I've done that before, but I have found that I need my fridge in there as well. I have found that if you overcrowd your cooking stove by having things too close to it, that you can sometimes it won't work. Cookers need a little bit of space. Then you just need to decorate with items that you may have. I usually put coolers, I put ammo boxes, the Steiner things that we get from various, I think I've got 3 or 4 now, Steins. Some of these eggs, these were available last year for an Easter event. I have all of them. So there are lots of different things. You can even for Thanksgiving maybe put a pumpkin the wrong way round. We don't actually celebrate Thanksgiving in the UK. I think the nearest equivalent we have would be Harvest Festival. For Christians, I don't know whether churches still do Harvest Festival. Probably not at the moment because we're in lockdown again. And there is earlier in the year, sort of I think for the autumn equinox, around end of August. There is there are pagan festivals like Mabon. Oh, I don't apparently have the Charlie the Moo Moo beer stein on here. But feel free to decorate with whatever you want. I like to put a radio in. And it depends, actually this is young professionals, so yeah, I mean, I give my houses histories and stories and who lives there, and even, you know, depending what radio station they listen to. I am going to add a downlight here, I think, by the back door, because it is very dark in this corner. I always try and add a bench by the back door for when people come in. They can take their boots off. One of my subscribers recently told me, and I wasn't aware, you can't put items under stairs, it won't let you. But apparently if you blueprint an item, you can put it under the stairs. So I'm just going to test that live from Appalachia. I don't want anything too huge. See if we put... oh, okay. Maybe not. Oh, Maybe closer. I'm not convinced about that. I did put some plants under here. Don't have a door in the bathroom. I'm not going to decorate the bathroom because I often build these little bathrooms. You can't obviously put a down lighter in there. I usually just put a wall light on the side. We're nearly there. I haven't put my sheep squatch. I have no idea where Scarlet got this from. I do play Scarlet, but not as much as my other characters. I play my main character pretty much every day, and I probably play Nora and Scarlet maybe once or twice a week each, depending on what's going on. I'm not sure Scarlet could actually take out a sheep squatch, to be honest. I think I'm level 57 now. But yeah, and I have got good weapons thanks to Blue. But yeah, they are, since the nerf, they're even tougher. They are just basically bullet sponges. They always were, but it's even harder now. We'll go for this floor today. I did debate about putting a conduit railing up here, but I decided to use again those cabinets, the metal cabinets. And sort of create a stack, so I think I'll try, and it kind of acts as a banister, I guess. It stops you falling off anyway. I usually try and hang my lights from these. It's not a problem for me being a hobbit, so obviously tall people might bang their head, but I think part of the reason it takes me so long to decorate is it takes me so long to find anything. Even going through stored, because of tabs, you can't always necessarily recognise something immediately. I have too much stuff. Bethesda, you need to do something about the filing system. It won't be installed because I used an extra rug downstairs. Oh, the tedium. I obviously, I think when I was a teenager I did one of those personality profile tests, not like the Myers-Briggs, but the aptitude tests for, what jobs you'd be good at. And there it is. It came up with interior decorator, or interior designer, which horrified my father, who wanted me to be a brain surgeon. And I don't really enjoy it as much as the building, so maybe I miss my vocation as an architect. I use these little beds. I like the fact that they're neat. I don't know why they don't have a pillow. Seems odd. They're kind of almost like military style with the grey blankets, but I like grey, so I do use them in some of my builds because they go with the colour schemes. I did struggle to put something on this wall. I put the painting, but looking back at the video, I'm not sure I really like that painting. Maybe we'll go for something like this up here. That might look a bit better. I didn't put the... There we go. Put another one this side as well if you want. I just figured it would look a little bit cluttered, but what the hell. Kind of brings the red out from the stove so it's not all grey. There is a lot of red in the Bethesda decorations. A lot of the chairs are red. In the beginning I struggled, and what I tend to do is I pick a colour, grey, blue, green, and it's amazing how many things you can sort of pull out those colours with decor and different things once you make a decision on what colour you're going to theme them as. I find it easier to decorate that way. I have realised that I forgot the kitchen table. I really like these cafe tables. They were in Fallout 4. I struggled to find the plan on Scarlet, but I did eventually get it. I think I got it at Pleasant Valley Railway Station. The thing I have found, having, well, technically I have 4 characters now that I'm playing. I have one mule. Is that you can go to a vendor on one character and a plan is available, but it's not available on your other character. Some plans are seem to be level dependent. I want the red chairs. Give me the red chairs. There they go. Obviously you could get more chairs in if you wanted. If you have lots of friends, I'm kind of, I only have a few. But I kind of figured 2 people lived in this camp, so... And you've got to be careful who you befriend in the wasteland. I'm kind of going to leave it there, I guess, for now. I will quickly go out the front and add some decor to the front. I like to use the plants and various things to decorate. I sometimes put my guitars or musical instruments up here. I usually put outside lights on. Either one either side, or sometimes just one over the top is fine. It's enough. I do seem to enjoy decorating the downstairs more than the upstairs. I have noticed this. I seem to spend more of my build budget. I guess I'm one of those people that, yeah, I don't spend a lot of time in my bedroom. Although at the moment I'm in my bedroom because that's where I've got my PC and second Xbox set up, but that will change hopefully next year. I'm swapping rooms around, so the other room is a bit of a state at the moment. I'm going to quickly add an outside eating area, and somewhere in here I have one prepared. There we go. Obviously, if you wanted to extend this out, you could. So you could have a Brahmin and chickens, crops. I haven't bothered for this video. I am in 2 minds about this door actually, with the... I don't know, I do quite like it. I think the white would be a bit too girly, where for me the decor in here is quite masculine, although I'm sure you boys would disagree. So it's kind of, you know, young programmer. That's what it screams to me, having been a programmer. I did computer science and psychology degrees at university, so I worked in IT for a few years, mainly doing web application development and software design. I do like to decorate the front of the house. I bought these the second time round. I'd seen them in the Atom shop and they didn't really do it for me, but I do use them. I think they really frame a door well. I quite often add additional... I nearly always add a cat to my builds because I'm a crazy cat lady, obviously. And yeah, I just like it. There was talk a while ago about getting pets, and obviously if we get pets I will probably have a cat. If you know, I loved dog meat in Fallout 4. I am more of a cat person than a dog person, but yeah, dog meat was great. So I didn't go over the top. I mean, I have, if you've been looking at my I do have, if you've been looking at my blueprints, I do have a rather elaborate I mean, you could put I could put this in instead of... I need to take that one off. And I think I'll leave... the cat over this side. Take that one off. And we do need a light above the door. I hope this has given you an insight into my building and decorating style. I don't think I've given away too many of my secrets. So, I think that looks pretty good. I've decided actually I do like that door on there. There is a white version of that, but it's got sort of Austrian style decorations on it, and I kind of think it's a bit too girly for this build, so I think I will keep that. Oops, missed. There will probably be a lot of cuts in this video because I don't want to bore you all to death. But here is an alternative in a way, the outside, and I could have decorated it differently, but I did the tour at the beginning, so I have made a few minor changes. I do like this space. And I hope you like it too. Plans for this week: I have managed to do a bay window. Possibly not what you were thinking of, but we'll see. I am building a luxury mountain cabin. I think I'm going to call it the Mountain Getaway. That's the working title at the moment. I'm just finishing decorating that at the moment. I am desperately short of build budget. So give me 20% more. That will probably be out next week. I have done the intro for Nora's Pharmacy, and I've also decided what Nora is probably going to be doing after Nora's Pharmacy, which is Nora's Realty. So I have an idea for that, so there'll be more build videos, and that's about it. I'm thinking for Scarlet that the next Building 101 I might build a boat. So if you want to know how to build a boat, let me know if you're interested, and we'll see what we can do. So that's all from me today. Thank you for watching.